don't hate women. I hate the silence. I hate the way stories like mine get swallowed by discomfort. I hate the way people look away when the victim doesn't fit the picture they're used to seeing. And I hate that for most of my life, I didn't even have the language to explain what happened to me. When I was 5 years old, my world was small. It smelled like cooked rice in the afternoons and dust after the rain. It sounded like my parents' voices drifting through the house, familiar and safe. I believed adults were protectors. I believed home was the one place nothing bad could happen. She lived with us, a house help, quiet, polite, always smiling, the kind of person neighbors praised, the kind of person people trusted without question. I don't remember the exact first day. I just remember confusion, a strange closeness I didn't understand, being told not to talk about it, being told it was our secret. At 5 years old, you don't know what innocence is. You only know when something feels heavy and you don't know why. It didn't happen once. It became routine. It blended into my childhood the way night blends into day. Slow, unnoticed, unquestioned. Years passed like that, from 5 to 7 to 10 to almost 13. On the outside, nothing looked wrong. I went to school. I laughed with friends. I grew taller. But inside, something was breaking quietly, something I didn't know how to name. She looked like a saint, but she was teaching my body lessons my mind couldn't process. She was shaping my idea of affection before I ever had a chance to form my own. Sometimes I felt disgust, sometimes fear, sometimes a confusing sense of comfort. That's the part people don't like to hear. That's the part that fills me with shame even now. Because when abuse happens long enough, it stops feeling like an event. It starts feeling like identity. Then one day she was gone. No warning, no explanation. She just disappeared. My parents were devastated. They searched. They asked questions. They mourned her absence like a loss. And I stood there with a strange mix of relief and panic. Relief, because the secret ended. Panic, because the only reality I'd known ended too. I didn't know if I was allowed to be relieved. I didn't know if I was supposed to miss her. I didn't know if what happened to me even counted as something wrong. The months after she left were the hardest. No one tells you what happens when abuse stops. The silence was loud. My body remembered what my mouth could never say. I found myself craving the same touch that had ruined me. Not because I wanted her, but because that touch had become proof that I mattered. Validation is dangerous when it's built on pain. I didn't want love. I wanted to feel wanted. As I grew older, I noticed my attraction leaning toward older women. Not consciously, not intentionally. It was familiarity, control wrapped in comfort. Girls my age felt distant. Connection felt unnecessary. Sex became transactional. I made rules to survive. Never get attached. Never repeat. Never stay long enough to feel. I told myself it was freedom, but it was avoidance dressed as confidence. I treated people like experiences, because that's how I was taught to experience intimacy. Years passed. Outwardly, I looked fine, functioning, normal. Inside, I was still that 5-year-old boy trying to understand why someone chose him. I wondered why it was me, why my childhood, why my body. Sometimes I still search for her in crowds. Not because I want her back, but because I want answers. I want to tell her what she broke. I want to tell her I still carry her shadow into rooms she'll never enter. I want to ask if she ever thought about the boy she left behind. But life doesn't offer confrontations like that. It offers silence and time. The awakening didn't come in a dramatic moment. It came slowly, in failed relationships, in emotional numbness, in the realization that I didn't know how to love without losing myself. I started to see patterns. How I disappeared when things got real. How I sabotaged intimacy before it could abandon me. Nothing collapsed loudly. It just fell apart quietly. Friends drifted. Romantic possibilities faded. And I was left alone with the truth I'd been running from. I wasn't broken because I was weak. I was broken because I was hurt and never given space to heal. That understanding didn't fix me, but it softened something inside. I stopped blaming myself for surviving the only way I knew how. Healing didn't look heroic. It looked like boundaries, like saying no, like sitting with discomfort instead of escaping it, like acknowledging that what happened to me mattered. I didn't need revenge. I needed recognition. I needed to accept that I was a victim, and that being a victim didn't define the man I could become. Today, I still struggle. Healing isn't a finish line, but I no longer confuse pain with love. I no longer measure my worth by who wants my body, and I finally understand something important. The boy child needs protection too. The silence protects no one. If you're listening to this and you felt unseen, if your story doesn't fit the narrative people are comfortable with, you're not alone, and neither am I.